Major General Dmytro Marchenko is the commander of this region. Is it your sense that there will be a showdown here in Mykolaiv? Yes, we're preparing for this offensive, he said. Our soldiers will stand until the end. No one is planning to give up Mykolaiv. He said the Russians are running out of precision missiles, turning to much older weapons in their arsenal. We found missile debris with primitive old components and transistors, he said, technology from the 1960s. We spoke in the rubble of the regional government headquarters destroyed in a precision missile strike in March. By luck alone, Mykolaiv Governor Vitaly Kim was not in his office that morning. Why do you think the Russians are so intent on attacking Mykolaiv?
First of all, they want to scare the civil population. The second,
now, under strict blackout conditions here, that's when the nightly bombardment begins. But the Russians have vastly more firepower. The general told us for every shell Ukrainian forces fire, the Russians respond with 10.
Charlie Daggett reporting tonight, KCBS News Time, 11:36.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Are you tired of being tracked online? There's a simple solution. DuckDuckGo. It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with the push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
I can afford to follow my dreams.
I can afford to do whatever I put my mind to.
College. Start your future at a California community college. Financial aid is available to help with tuition, books, and sometimes even the rent.
I can afford to invest in myself and my future.
It's time to take the next big step. Classes can fill up quickly, so enroll today at icangotocollege.com.
My dad ran a few neighborhood markets, but he taught me more about being a lawyer than any professor I had in law school. About him in our meeting with the legal team. Dad told me that I would be successful if I ran my law practice. Neighborhood markets. My grandfather told my father, treat every single case like it is the only case you have. Dad said, that is the amount of dedication it should get. That is the amount of attention it should receive. When something bad happens to you, we want to make it right. We will stand in front of a judge and jury for you. We will explain to the court why you deserve some help. Abbas Law is here to make sure you get that help. Financial help. Maybe you were driving your car, or maybe you were at work, or maybe you were just walking down the sidewalk when something bad happened to you. Call us and tell us what happened. I'm Omar Abbas, and I want to be your advocate. We have an office near you. Visit HabbasLaw.com. HAWASLaw.com.
KCBS News Time, 11:38. Checking traffic and together on the 8th, and here's Carol.
Well, better news in Vallejo, eastbound 80, just after Magazine Street. A 2 or 3 car crash was blocking the left lane, but according to Charles from the KCBS golf course, that last tow truck was pulling off as he was passing by. There might still be some flares in the road, but looks like traffic's not having any problems getting through that interchange. However, we still have reports of a second crash nearby. Eastbound 780 before 80, a car ran off the road and reportedly ended up in a ditch. CHP is on the way, but it doesn't look like it's effect on traffic at the moment. And in Concord now, southbound 242 after Solano Avenue is stalled, blocking the lane. We don't know exactly which one, but CHP has been running a traffic break from westbound 4. So right now, it looks like they solution for you.
Are you still wearing that mask to cover up your missing teeth? Do you feel exposed? Do you need to fill that gap as soon as possible? Try mini dental implants. They're less invasive, less painful, less costly, less recovery time, and they're just as successful as traditional implants. Replacing missing teeth is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, we offer a 1-hour free consultation. 2, we can place the implants in 2 hours. 3, we can deliver your teeth in 3 weeks or less. Come on in for a free consultation and find out what we do for you.
Have you been told you don't have enough bone? Mini implants require less bone than traditional. Financing available. Call Bay Area Mini Dental Implant Center at 833-GOT-MINI. 833-GOT-MINI. That's 833-468-6464 for a truly free consultation.
You know those headlines that make you stop scrolling and actually read an article? I'm Mike Rogers. Those are the kinds of stories I'm diving into on Off Me, like the caterpillar infestation in Maine, and us rethinking our relationship with insects.
We're talking about a 300 million dragonfly. It had a 2-foot wingspan.
Just search for Something Off Me in the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
CBS News Time, 11:42. A new study on fast food workers in California found that they are making far below a living wage. A report from UC, San Francisco, and Harvard said on average, people who work at McDonald's, Burger King, and other similar places make nearly $3 less an hour than other service sector jobs. And that study found that workers are more likely to have unpredictable schedules and end up working fewer hours than they prefer. And fewer and fewer people now are getting their groceries delivered. Home deliveries turned into a $3.5 billion business by June of 2020, but by June of this year, deliveries have dropped 26%. A toxic algae bloom in Lake Merritt in Oakland has prompted city officials to warn the public not to come into contact with the algae has also created a foul smell.
Algae is not uncommon in Northern California lakes and ponds, man-made or otherwise. It's just that scientists say warmer weather is making the blooms of slimy green bacteria more prevalent and bigger in size, such is the case apparently at Lake Merritt.
I'm on the Lakeshore Drive side of Lake Merritt, and the water has kind of a brownish red color to it. I'm told that's part of the algae, and it really smells. It really has that kind of foul odor that's associated with algae.
Diane Rabe visits the lake often.
Green stuff is getting bigger and bigger, and it's just gross.
She says she thinks there's fewer ducks hanging out in the water. Princess says the lake is kind of yucky already.
I've never seen it clean. I don't think anybody should allow their children or pets in that water.
And that's exactly what Oakland City leaders are asking people to do: avoid contact with the water. They tested it and expect results this week, which could determine how toxic it may be. At Lake Merritt in Oakland, Jeffrey Shaw, KCBS.
KCBS is an equal opportunity employer, and we encourage local community organizations to refer qualified applicants to us. You can receive KCBS and Odyssey job vacancy information by contacting Human Resources at 417-665-4011 or by emailing sfhr@odyssey.com.
What you've heard about probiotics is probably wrong.
I eat yogurt, so I don't need to take a probiotic. Probiotics? They don't really work.
It's time to learn the truth about probiotics and join the Align Healthy Gut Team Up. Align has probiotics to naturally help relieve occasional bloating, gas, and abdominal discomfort. Try Align probiotics for a month and see how great a healthy gut can feel. Get $2 off Align at alignprobiotics.com.
Navien tankless water heaters, the proven leader in condensing technology. Request a Navien because you deserve the best in endless hot water delivery. Learn about Navien's condensing tankless water heaters and find a Navien contractor at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
KCBS News Time, 11:45, and coming up, I'm Mark
Amy Schaefer. Local supply chain issues force a Walnut Creek nonprofit to pivot to deliver school supplies.
We've got to get these out for the kids.
On the sports line tonight, a win for the Giants, a loss for the A's. In Oakland, the A's lost to the Angels 1-0. Jose Suarez struck out 8 over 7 innings. In fact, he's not allowed an earned run in 18 innings. Just a masterful performance tonight for the Angels pitcher. Alex Wood had a pretty good night too for the Giants. He held San Diego to 3 singles and 6 in the third as the Giants beat the Padres 1-0 in San Diego. And with more on sports, let's check in now with him.
The day after Oklahoma assistant head football coach Cale Gundy announced his resignation, Gundy uttered what it called a racially charged word multiple times during a film session last week. Gundy had been with the program as an assistant since 1999. He announced his resignation in a social media post. Head coach Brent Venables released a statement saying, quote, Coach Gundy resigned from the program because he knew what he did was wrong. He chose to read aloud to his players not once but multiple times a racially charged word that is objectionable to everyone. It does not reflect the attitude and values of our university or our football program. That is not acceptable, period. Coach Gundy did the right thing in resigning. End quote. That from Brent Venables. 50-year-old Cale Gundy was the longest-serving assistant in the Big 12. He's a younger brother of Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy. And 17-year vet Diana Taurasi, the great WNBA star, will miss the final 3 games of the regular season with a quad injury. Phoenix is in place, fighting for a final playoff spot. At the sports desk, Kevin Radich, KCBS.
Moments like watching my grandson steal second mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
KCBS News Time. A look at the 6-day forecast coming up here in just a moment. Here's Carolyn with the traffic.
Okay, we will start out in the Santa Cruz Mountains. This is on Highway 17 southbound near Glenwood Drive. It's a 2-car crash in the left-hand lane. A man, a woman, and their dog. They're standing in front of the car. CHP is there. They're trying to get tow trucks to the scene. And there is just a minor delay, so just take it slow as you start to approach that area. Also in Concord now, it was reported as southbound, but this is actually northbound 242 before Grant Street. This is where we have a crash now. It's partially blocking that right-hand lane. CHP is now running a traffic break from Clayton Road to get everybody to slow down. There is a minor delay in that area. Your next traffic. 7:58 on the traffic later, KCBS.
Bay Area weather. Here is the 6-day forecast from KCBS. Mostly clear, breezy, and mild overnight, except for fog at the coast. Tomorrow will start off gray in many areas, but then turn sunny, except at the beaches, with partial clearing of the ocean tomorrow. Highs from the 60s to the mid-80s, and then warmer inland on Wednesday through Sunday. Highs into the upper 80s and low 90s. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on KCBS.
You can listen to KCBS's live and local news coverage anytime, anywhere with the Odyssey News, traffic updates, weather reports, and more with the press of a button. It's just 2 steps. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite KCBS radio. Now you can listen to KCBS on your phone, computer, or smart speaker with the Odyssey app. That's AUDACY. Sponsored by Comcast Business, keeping businesses ready for what's next, powering possibilities.
KCBS News Time, 11:50. I'm John Evans. Michael Roccaforte is at the editor's desk tonight. She was one of pop's stars of the 70s and 80s. Olivia Newton-John died of was 73. Here's Steve Foot.
She sold more than 100 million records. Olivia Newton-John's string of hits began with a Bob Dylan classic.
That was my first hit record, and to think that I didn't like the song then. Really? I thought of myself as this, balladeer kind of person. Now, of course, I love it.
There would be many other chart-topping hits in the 70s. And she displayed a wide range of vocal talents, songs that rocked and some that didn't. There was also success on the big screen. Olivia Newton-John playing opposite John Travolta in the film version of Grease. In the early 1990s, Olivia Newton-John announced she had breast cancer. She became an illness. It was a struggle that lasted 3 decades and eventually led to her death. Steve Futterman, CBS News, Los Angeles.
David McCullough was a master of what's fast becoming a lost art history. KCBS's Jim Taylor reports on the death of the author and TV news.
History, it's not just about names and dates and wars and politics.
It's about life. It's about art, architecture, music, poetry, science, medicine, everything. That's the way it ought to be written. That's the way it ought to be written. And most importantly, that's the way it should be taught.
David McCullough won a couple of Pulitzers for writing about presidents, saddened by a trend away from teaching history today.
80% of the colleges and universities in this country no longer require history. Look at that. To me, it's national amnesia that's setting in, where we don't know anything about how we got to where we are, who we are, why the way we are the way we are.
So what we do not learn does not condemn us to repeat it. David McCullough was 89. Jim Taylor, KCBS.
A prominent lawyer who spent decades representing some of the biggest stars in Hollywood has died after a long time. Burt Fields died last night at his Malibu home. He represented Warren Beatty, Tom Cruise, Michael Jackson, Brooks, Dustin Hoffman. Fields was 93. And unlike the early days of the pandemic, COVID testing is now widely accessible. KCBS's Melissa Colross says that begs the question of how often we should get tested and under what circumstances.
If you've been exposed to COVID or have symptoms, then yes, definitely get tested. Otherwise, you don't need to unless you're going to be around a lot of other people, especially in an enclosed space.
For an event, for family reunion, for wedding, I think it's reasonable to pre-test just because you want to make that event as safe as possible. It's different from when you're just randomly testing.
Speaking on KCBS's Ask an Expert, UCSF Professor of Medicine Dr. Peter Chin Hong doesn't recommend random periodic testing, even though the highly contagious BA.5 subvariant is still circulating because of the risk of false positives. He does advise confirming any surprising home test results, especially if you're not feeling ill.
If you think that test with a rapid antigen doesn't make sense, I would recommend getting a PCR or continuing to repeat it. Or waiting until you have symptoms is generally the best advice.
You can hear Ask an Expert weekday mornings at 9:20 on the air and on the Odyssey app. Melissa Colross, KCBS.
There will not be a beer-related theme park coming to the wine country. After months of running a fake ad campaign for a theme park, people complete with an IPA-filled wave pool. New Belgium brewing company admitted that the plans for the Voodoo Ranger IPA Action Park were never real. And to soothe some sore feelings, New Belgium plans to donate $10,000 to the Napa Valley Community Foundation. KCBS News Time, 11:53.
A mixed day on Wall Street to start the week. Tech shares held the market back. Dow Industrials gained 29, the S&P lost 5, the Nasdaq fell 13. Are home prices about to level off? Americans think they may be. The New York Fed survey